Hey guys, it's Core Ross and Welcome to 6 News. In today's video, we're breaking down a pitch that was made to Ubisoft to make a Rainbow Six Siege short movie, which would have been an origin story for one of our favourite characters. Now we've got super limited information on this, so this should be a relatively short vid we're going to make here, but there's enough to break down which is interesting. So this comes from Gareth Hector's portfolio, and we have two stills. There are concept arts for this pitch, and he works as the art director at Axis Studios, who work on many different CGIs for movies, TV shows, and computer games. And their clients already include Ubisoft. Now, links to all the concept art and the source information will be in the description below if you want to go check this all out yourself. But anyway, let's jump into the concept art and break down what this pitch may have been. So the first picture is a young girl with skull face paint. And this is simply listed as being Axis Studios' Rainbow Six pitch. So we know it's Rainbow Six, and of course I think we can guess this is indeed Cav in a younger state as she is growing up. Now picture number 2 is another shot, and this is of Sao Paulo, presumably anyway, because that's where Cav grew up. And the girl on the left appears to be the same girl that we just looked at, because she has that same red and white outfit on. So I assume this is an origin story for Cav. It would have probably followed her from her childhood up into, she got into the BOPE, which is the kind of special police in Brazil that we see her in, and meeting Capital, kicking some ass, and probably just being quite fun to watch. Now the big interesting thing here to me is the fact that they're making this pitch, because there's two options. Either they're making a pitch because they thought we've got a cool story, let's go to Ubisoft and ask them and see if we can make it, or Ubisoft is asking for people to make pitches, and a whole bunch of different studios are coming together and making their pitch for something, which would be cool if that was the case. But could obviously just be the one studio decided to make one pitch and that was it. And unfortunately, this is why this is going to be a short video today, because this is all we have, just these two stills, which do show that the pitch was made to Rainbow Six, probably to the Ubisoft executives, and that was it. We have no idea if it went forward, presumably because the concept art is out now before any project is, that it probably is not going forward. And if you didn't know, due to the Tom Clancy licensing, even though Ubisoft does own it for the games, they don't own it for TV shows and movies. I think Amazon owns it right now, or is at least, paying for it at the moment. And as a result, they are allowed to make stuff that's Tom Clancy based on their own IP. So they can make TV shows on The Division, but they cannot make TV shows on stuff like Rainbow Six Siege or things like that, which limits them to doing free cinematics that we see at stuff like the Six Invitational. But presumably they could do some sort of short story about a character and release it for free. And perhaps there is limitations on length, but I think the main limitation would be that if you're going to make something fully CGI, it's going to cost you a lot, of course, the longer it gets. Now at the moment it is Didj who actually does the cinematics for Rainbow Six Siege that we see at the Six Invitation and all that. Here's some actual concept art right here for the most recent cinematic that we've seen. And this is very cool to kind of get these behind the scenes looks at how they were thinking about putting things together. And of course, then we see the final piece when it's released at the Six Invitational. So it is interesting that this other CGI company made a pitch to Ubisoft for Rainbow Six. I do wonder if it's part of an overall request from Ubisoft for companies to come forward and do pitches, or if it was just a one-off thing where someone had a passion project they wanted to make and proposed it to Ubisoft, but unfortunately didn't happen. So yeah, pretty cool. I like this kind of stuff. I like seeing what they're up to and seeing things like concept art. But yeah, this is the end of this very short video today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.